plaintiff, Judy Shelton, says she became a foster mother to the defendant's son when he was only 2 days old because she was told the defendant tested positive for drugs. After the defendant's son went back to live with her, Judy cared for him while the defendant went to work. However, the defendant has failed to pay for her share of the daycare expenses. Defendant Tracy Martin insists her son was given to Judy due to a heart condition Tracy suffered from, and she believes Judy is nothing but a fake. Tracy does not deny that Judy is owed some money, but she claims her son's father owes Judy.
Prove your case.
First thing I want to say is that I'm not here to trash Tracy. I love Tracy like a daughter. But you know, sometimes, even with our own kids, we have to pull them up by their bootstraps and make them take responsibility for what they do. Tracy has been in my life since her son was 2 days old. I had been a foster parent for a number of years, and I got a call from my social worker telling me that she had a 2 days old baby, wanted to know if I would take him. Supposedly, his mother had tested positive for drugs when she went into the hospital, and they didn't know whether he was affected or not, but warned me to be careful and watch out for, and gave me the signs to look out for. I had him for about a month and a half. I understand Tracy went through a program.
I object to that. It had nothing to do with drugs whatsoever. I had a heart condition.
Well, I can only say what I was told.
Well, then I'm not going to allow you to.
Yeah, if you can prove that, prove it. Because that's not the case at all.
That's
a huge allegation to make. It had nothing to do with drugs at all. I had a heart condition.
And how does that relate to the daycare fees? I know you want to give me some background, but were you providing special services to one of her children who had health issues or cognitive issues based on some alleged drug use?
No, sir.
Okay, well,
This
how
was
does
just
it relate?
background.
Well, it
Okay,
has to have some relevance.
Okay.
So unless it connects in some manner, now does it have anything to do with her being short on money?
I was only trying to tell you where Tracy and I became acquainted, where our situation started.
Be a little careful.
Okay.
Be a little careful with details that might be a little too sensitive or inflammatory.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, after Bo went back to her, she was looking for work. He was 2 months old, and she brought him to me for childcare. I watched Bo.
When was this, month and year?
This was in December of 05.
Okay.
I watched Bo when she went back to work on a continual basis. When he started school, I watched him. He became huge in my heart. That little boy I love so much that if something were ever to happen where he wouldn't be in my life, it would kill me.
You love him to death. He's
Absolutely.
sweet, but you need your money from mama.
Right.
I love my kids dearly.
Yes.
But if one of them owes me $3,400, as much as I love them, we're going to Judge Judy. Because she will know how to talk to him.
Absolutely.
Janine P-Roll would talk pretty bad to him also. I might take my kids there instead of Judy. Judy have them crying, walking out of there. Judge P-Roll, you know, she'll get him a little tough love. But go ahead.
Well, Tracy stayed with me for a while, and then she got a place of her own. And at that time, she moved to San Diego. Her and Bo's dad shared equal custody. He would be with Tracy one week and with Kurt the next week. I took care of him no matter who had him.
All right. And did they pay beginning December of 05 through a particular date?
No, Tracy had some financial problems. She had some issues with a job. She moved to the San Diego area. Kurt took her to court at that time to settle custody, so forth and so on. I have a copy of the court order.
Okay, let's see it, please. And what does that court order indicate?
It on page 3, I have it highlighted. They are
Just tell me.
Equal shares.
Payment?
Yes.
But they were already paying you.
Tracy wasn't paying me on a regular basis, no.
How about him?
He was giving me his 50%.
What months did she fail to pay her half? What months and years?
I have a breakdown of what Tracy has paid. She did pay some.
Okay, let me see it, please, Dora. All right, and it has a balance. It says for $34.30, the amount you're suing for. Ma'am, you want to give me any background on your friendship?
To do this. Okay. So I was going to come out here and say I do appreciate who she is to my son. Her Judy and I have really not had a very close relationship. I don't do well with fake people. And I'm gonna say just for you to come out and make some statements
Ma'am,
with such
talk to me.
accusations,
She'll hear you.
just
For her to come out and make statements,
Okay.
you think what?
It just justifies the fakeness that I find in her. If she loves my son so much, if it's all such about money that you have to come out and badmouth, that's pretty sad, Judy. I'm not disagreeing with the fact that there is money that is to be paid. The mediation papers were between the father and I that we had came to the conclusion that I was going to pay health care, I was to pay half of transportation and half of daycare. In the beginning, we were paying her $150 bucks a piece, something like that from the beginning. We had no really written contract of anything. After mediation, and we separated. I went to go get. I worked at a prison in San Diego, so I moved for career movement, not just to bounce out of town. I moved because it was a career choice to get a state employment job. At that time, I had to get settled. Yes, I was trying to get settled. I have 2 other children, and I told Judy at that time that it was going to be difficult for me, but as soon as I could get myself on my feet, that I would do so. Well, when it came for transportation times for me to have my son come visit, Dad wasn't putting out his half of transportation. So at that time, and from that time until now, I'm putting out all of transportation. Dad is supposed to be taking care of daycare since daycare is in town.
Whatever the mediation agreement is, it's the agreement that she makes with the parties. In other words, if she had said, you're going to owe me 100%. And you say, okay, I'll pay you 100%. The mediation agreement is still only between you and your husband. You would owe her 100%. But who did you make the agreements with? Two parties?
I made the agreement with both parties, Tracy
Separately
and Kurt.
Or jointly?
They weren't together.
I've never made any.
So that's
I've never made any agreement with
Your
Judy
Honor,
at all.
Okay, so she snatched your kids?
In the beginning, she's basing this money.
No. Did you make an agreement for her to provide
of course,
daycare?
yes.
Okay,
but not for any.
you said
Not
you
for the
never
amount.
did.
No, not for the amount that she is. She's basing it off of the daycare
What
amount.
are you saying, ma'am?
Your Honor, I do have
Separate agreements.
yes.
The case.
And she says the father has paid everything and that you have failed to pay $3,430, which is half of the amount, and that half is your half.
Correct. But that is because the father and I had decided that I would be paying for
It has
transportation.
nothing to do with that.
I'm not disagreeing with the fact,
You have to sue him.
That's what I told him. I said, I'm going to come back for you for the amount that she wants from me.
Yeah, that's what you have to do, and you should be successful. Once again, there's 2 separate agreements. The father has met his obligation. You haven't met your obligation to the agreement, so I must order you to do so. $3,430, and then go after the scoundrel. He is a scoundrel, right?
He's doing the best he can too. We're doing the best we can. He's just not.
He's paying his bills and leaving
He's
you
not
in the
paying
lurch.
transportation. He's not paying transportation. I'm
Then
paying
he's
it.
a scoundrel then. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Tracy seems to think that what I said was a lie. All I said was what I was told and what the paperwork I got from social services.
You're such a liar. You're such a liar. I was referred to you, Judy. I was referred
Tracy,
to you
you were
from a
not.
counselor.
I went to the hospital and picked Bo up.
because I was sick with a heart condition.
Tracy, that's enough.
Yeah.
You know
you're a
where you're
liar
at.
and a
No,
fat mouth.
you know where
you're
you're
a liar.
at.
I know where I'm at. Exactly.
You do.
Yeah.